All right, welcome to Comic Spitball. This is episode 2. Today we're talking with Tom Simmons. Tom, I want to thank you for sitting down with us.
Hey, you're welcome. Thank you for having me. Episode 2, who was 1?
1 was Phil Mazzo.
Oh, okay.
We get the sound up. There we go. Yeah, 1 was Phil Mazzo, and this will be the first episode where I've showered for, so...
Oh, yeah. Me too. Me too.
So what's up? I see you're going to be in Greenville tonight, is that right?
Yeah, I'm doing this room at the G Spot.
Is this your first time doing it?
For Nick? No, it's my parents have a lake house, like down maybe an hour from there.
Uh-huh.
They're lake house where they live. They're selling it now. That's where we do like a family vacation here every year. So I'm here for that. And it's a little one-nighter right there right in Greenville. If you've ever been to Greenville, it's a cool little downtown.
Oh yeah, I've done that room, I guess, about 3 or 4 times. It's been awesome every time I've thought.
Has it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did one show before, and it way exceeded my expectations.
Yeah. Now let me ask you, for you, whenever you were there for the show, was it like empty as shit, like up until the minute the show started?
I don't remember. It seemed like I really don't remember. It was pretty. I got there way early because I was driving in, and I need to sometimes sit after being around family and just kind of get my kind of thoughts together about what I'm going to talk about when I'm in front of people, blah, blah. So I'm kind of sitting there, and I was you're right, I was a little worried. It was pretty empty. But by the time I did the show, there was a lot of people there, it seemed like. It was fun.
Every time I've done it, it's one of those rooms that builds the nerves because it's always empty, and then right there at showtime, people just show up and come in. But they're always good. They're always quiet. They listen. They laugh.
I'm glad you added laugh. When you were like, they're a good crowd. They're quiet. They listen. That's not usually a good sign.
No, but they laugh. So but yeah, it's been a good experience every time. Nick's so cool too, and I can't believe he keeps that going on a weekly basis on top of doing all his other stuff, man.
About who?
Nick.
Oh yeah, what all does he do? I don't even know. I don't really know him that well. I just kind of know him from meeting him that night. And
well, he works full-time job, and then on top of that, he's got like I believe 1 or 2 other rooms down there that he does on a weekly basis as well.
Oh, good for him.
Yeah, man. So he's keeping his time tight, I guess.
Yeah, a lot of these guys in the South are working hard. Like the Atlanta scene, and I mean, there's a lot of people working hard to, at being funny and to working the craft. It's cool to see. There's like a whole new wave of people coming. I love it.
You have to, because there's no work out there. I mean, in general,
true. That never ends.
No, but it's a lot of fun, man. The scene, North Carolina, we don't really have much of a scene here, but it's growing, and that's a good thing.
Well, do you where do you get your main stage time? Do you create your own, or do you do like band bars, or like Raleigh at good nights, and how do you do it?
A lot of it is created by myself or by peers around here putting together shows. I do frequent Laugh Out Loud in Clayton. I go
right. I'm doing that. We've talked about that. Yeah.
Oh, you're doing
that later this year.
That's awesome room, man. Have you ever met?
You were telling me that.
Have you ever met Matt before, the owner, Matt Mail?
I don't think so. No.
Good guy, man. Real good guy.
Yeah, I've heard that.
But yeah, and I'll go down to Charlotte some too, just for open mics. They've got on Tuesday nights for comics. They've got 2 open mics in one night. It's Hooligans Bar and then SK.
The hooligans are loose. The hooligans are loose.
So tell me about your new CD, man.
It's I just released it with Rooftop. I've never done anything with Rooftop before, so I'm kind of excited. They're very cool, and it's it's a bunch of my jokes. It's my act, basically. But I tend to build stuff that's semi-topical that turns into 5, 6, 7 minute kind of things. A bunch of jokes together. And then they go away. You know what I mean? They kind of like the. I wrote a bunch of stuff about Michael Vick and the dogfighting stuff, where I'm pro dogfighting, and people get mad when they hear it's a sport, and they're like, "That's not a sport. Animals die in that sport." Oh yeah, well, hunting's a sport. That doesn't work out too good for the animal. You know what I mean? And then I do that whole chunk, which was really funny when Vic was in the news,
Yeah.
So I got it working like that, and it's still funny, but it's just not as topical. So I have a few things like that, and then I have my act around and stuff about my son and him going, raising him, and I got some stuff about going to Afghanistan in there, and when Barack got elected, so there's like 7 or 8 minutes of that, like that time. Like now I'm doing stuff about the oil spill, or whatever the thing is, you know what I mean? You have that 4 or 5 minutes you're doing.
Yeah.
And so this is a lot of that. It's my 5th CD, so I kind of just keep writing and putting out CDs,
Now, did you
working the road?
Did you record a DVD to go with it, or is it just a CD?
No, this DVD costs too much money to make.
I got
you know what I mean? You gotta, if you're gonna make a DVD, you gotta make. It can't just be like your camera in the back of the club. You know what I mean? You gotta get people to record it correctly.
Yeah.
You know how hard it is to get comedy down, like get the sound and how many times you try to get that video to send to a club or a booker to get work.
Yeah. Well, usually on those sets, I usually don't have my camera with me.
Right. Hey, I would have a great DVD, but I didn't have my 6-camera shoot with me that day. Sorry. I'm gonna have to just put it out on CD so they pay me to put it out.
Well, the clips I've seen that you've posted on Facebook and all that. Look, I can't wait, man, because it looks hilarious. Sounds hilarious.
Yeah, it's funny. I just keep posting reviews and stuff, hoping people will buy it. You know what I mean? Because I want fans. I want people that get what I do. So that's what I'm doing.
Well, you've done, you've done Comedy Central, you've done Showtime, Bob and Tom, and now you're doing Comic Spitball with Adam Arad. It's just going up, man.
That's what I'm talking about. Would I have got this if I didn't have all those credits? Come on now. I am in San Francisco. Would you want me on your show?
Not at all.
Who was on last week? Didn't he crush? He crushed last week. Who you got next week?
You know what? I don't know. I've got a list. So I think next week it's Mike from Greensboro. I don't know.
Yeah. I just happened to be the guy that was home at his computer today that And this isn't exactly planned ahead. What do you know? What's the show about? What's your show? What's your angle? What's the?
Just talking comedy, man. Talking whatever. I want to hopefully have some stuff in here that'll inform people, or inform comics anyway. Maybe like Phil and I, we talked last week about some shit gigs and things like that. He even was brave enough to name some of the shit gigs. So he might be black.
What do you name? Let me hear those.
Oh, God.
You remember?
I sure as hell don't. They're
You didn't listen. I didn't watch my show. I just record it and stream it, and then I'm done.
Well, I got so many clouds on the brain, man. I can't keep up. But he names some college. We were talking about college performances and things like that, and it was really interesting, man. And he's out in L.A. now. He moved out. Do you know Phil?
I don't think I do. I know that name, but I don't. I'm not getting a clear picture of who he is. Sometimes you meet so many comics, so I'll end up. And it happens with other guys and me. I'll meet somebody and they don't remember meeting me. You know what I mean? And I'm like, I worked with you for a week, and then they watch 3 jokes and they're like, oh yeah, I remember this guy. And then it starts, you know what I mean? Then you have that. Do you have that as a comic or do you have a great memory with people's?
I have an awesome fucking